Greetings, Gunslinger Posse, and welcome to Branded for July 23rd, 2025, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. I'm Ralph Judkins, along with Randy Carroll here, despite what the thing said on the bottom of the screen. I got that one off real quick. People can go back and look at that later.
What did it say?
Let's
Somebody
see here.
else's name?
Yeah, this is Angie Kaufman and Stephanie Stubing. No, that's not us. I needed to make a quick edit ahead of time.
I love Angie and I love Stephanie, but
I'm Ralph and you're Randy, so that's
there is no way, there's no amount of surgeries that we could look as good as either one of those. It would never happen.
Nope. This is a show all about the San Antonio Gunslingers of the Indoor Football League, and we welcome your comments and where you are, where you're calling in from. Already got Joshua Puga signing in, and Missions Highlighter saying guns up, 7 up. Ran into Missions Highlighter. I hadn't been down on the field at the end of the last game. We got a whole bunch of pictures from the last game to get through, and I wanted to give Randy a chance to talk about this unique, what it's like on the field perspective.
Yeah, and I just got to say, first of all, thank you to all of the first responders. Our first responders night. Thanks to the first responders who were involved in all the presentations and as part of the game night, but also thanks to those of you that just showed up and quietly sat there in the stands. You know, we appreciate you. And it was a real big deal for me because I was able to get up and go walk through some of the stands and visit with some of the fans and a lot of people. Hey, thank you for making it available to the first responders. We appreciate you thinking of us. And we do. We appreciate you. We love you. We love what you do. It goes, a lot of times your job is it's really unappreciated, you know, and by the general public sometimes, but we don't sell that short at all. We love you. We appreciate you, appreciate what you do, because I think all of us know that there's going to come a time when someone we love or ourselves are in a situation where we need you, and we appreciate you coming running when we call.
And we had a bunch of equipment coming out from San Antonio First Responder Services. We are honoring not only fire, EMT, and police officers, which are the ones that we always think of as first responders. We are also honoring our hospital service staff. Mm-hmm. And we were providing free tickets for military veterans and those currently serving in the military. But he had a bit of a petting zoo outside for some of the equipment.
Well, back up a little bit. That's a what kind of a rig is that? That's a cool rig right there.
I don't.
That looks like one of those that they can drive right through the middle of a brush fire and be putting it out. Maybe I don't know. That's whatever it is. It's a cool rig.
Might very well be based on. I wouldn't even guess. I just like the huge ground clearance on these things because they get in going back inside the stadium. In front of these are views that you don't get to see. This is Casey and the 6 shooters and Robert Seco basically getting ready to go out onto the field for the presentation. All the equipment's got to get staged.
That's like another podcast right there. We could call it Behind the Curtain with the 6 shooters.
Yes.
That's what that was, behind the curtain picks.
Yep, they have their game, and this is the table. For those who weren't down into the corrals, you didn't get a chance to see what's written there, but this is for every one of the games. The team prints out special table topper decal stickers. Not really sure what those are, but they're always different. And I believe they're actually being sold as collectibles. I've seen other people have taken them home as collectibles. Obviously, you can't take the screens off the wall as you're walking around the concourse concessions there.
Don't give them any ideas, Ralph. Don't give them any ideas.
Outside of the Freeman, brief line showing up. These were the crews that descended from the ceilings. We'll get to their picture in a bit. And the 6 shooters out, of course, greeting fans ahead of time and now into the pregame show. And
let me just say, I wanted to do a disclaimer here. If you were with somebody you shouldn't have been at the game, okay, and we end up with like a Coldplay moment here, just I just wanted to, we're not responsible. We're We just took some pictures and we're just showing you. Okay. So if you were there with your HR director or something, you
don't want to get a call from HR.
Yeah. Don't blame us.
No, cuddle who you want to cuddle. But yeah. The Rattlers were not particularly cuddleable as we get into, or just the last minutes. We had our prayer, and I don't know that everyone remembered the prayer that she was going to deliver, and she delivered it, and it actually had an effect. I saw some of the Rattler players looking around like, what's up with that? Travel mercies, we go home after defeat.
I arrived late because I was next door at the Freeman Expo Hall. There was a fundraiser going over there, the Kicking for a Cure benefit to benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And I sing the national anthem at that event every year. And so I was singing the national anthem supposedly at 6, but it got pushed back to like 6:10 before I got the anthem. So I had to sing the anthem, lay down my guitar, and rush over for the game.
Well, did you make it for the flags coming down from the ceiling? Missed that?
No, I did not. So I get to see all of it here in the pics.
It went absolutely perfectly. Lori from Complete Care did the Pledge of Allegiance. And I can't remember the name of this police officer, but Randy, she just nailed the heck out of it.
Is her name Dory?
I don't know.
I can't, because somebody has been asking me about her this week. One day this week, somebody was like, I got to know who there was. I got to know who there was that sang the anthem, because she killed it. Crystal
would be able to tell us because her name was in the program, and she was absolutely phenomenal. Just a very, very powerful voice. April says her name was Rebecca.
Okay, got it. Rebecca, awesome job.
So
on the anthem.
Props to Rebecca on the job done there. Flags coming down and removed on the field. And we had our coin tosser come in. And the fun part about the coin is the referee there. He is a retired chief of police, and it was his department coin that he brought out on the field
That's awesome.
For her to flip. He had to explain Abram and I is his name, and we had the coin flip, and that we actually won the coin toss. And so
we haven't won many coin tosses this season.
No.
I was happy we did.
And we actually had a pretty decent start to the game. I thought that when we got going here, as we're getting through the pre-kickoff, that we were kind of looking pretty good. After they scored, then we scored, and we went out there and put down an onside kick. We have not had a lot of luck this year with onside kicks, and there was a bit of, I don't know about controversy, but for the Rattlers, their last game, they kicked 3 onside kicks in the second half, and their own fans were giving their head coach some grief about it. And he told them, look, trust us. Look at the 5 banners we got hanging from the ceiling here. We know what we're doing. And so when Coach Bain came out and opened with an onside kick at the start of our second kickoff, and it looked like we recovered it, I thought we had an advantage there.
I was convinced we recovered it. I don't know. I'm frustrated by what they ended up calling, because like I mentioned, I was coming in late. So I was at the in the end zone up high on the second level, looking right down on that play. And I looked at my wife and I said, boy, that's an easy call. That's our ball. And then all of a sudden, and then the official did too. And then all of a sudden this discussion, went on for the longest, and then they get the ball. I was frustrated.
Well, initially the call was the replay system was down with the production company, and they had to go over to the bench and take a look at, because they said they would look at the snip back replay to determine. And apparently there was enough evidence on snipback to overturn the call. And that was because the snipback camera's on the opposite side of the field to where the production was. I was seeing it from the production side. It looked like we had it, and we expected that the call was going to go our way. Well, it didn't. They ended up scoring. It was 14-7 on the ensuing kickoff. We suffered our first rouge of the year as Kali Rashad had no choice after the ball took a really scary skip through his legs to just pancake on it in the end zone. And that 1 point combined with the difference between a field goal and a touchdown, that was the difference of 5 points at the half. Yep. And the fans clearly had a good time with the light bars that were handed out. And all of these pictures were provided by Crystal Hens. I just love the fan action. Joshua says he was on the field hearing that they couldn't quite come to an agreement on that call.
Yeah.
Well, the game goes on.
I know. I've got lots of thoughts on that, but probably thoughts that I should just keep to myself, frustratingly at this point.
Well, it was a game. Honestly, the odds makers had us down by a substantial 2 scores. I want to say it was 8.5. And when you add in normally you get 3 points for being the home team, they really thought they were pretty much nearly a 2 touchdown favorite over us, which, okay, considering the odds. But I really love this picture here. This is first responders night. In a nutshell, it's a firefighter there joining with his family in the stands. And yeah, this is what it's all about for us at Gunslingers. It's affordable family entertainment, and it's a high value. And I'm glad you all came out for it. You can see the light bars and so forth. And that, I think, got us, this is closing in on halftime. Actually, there was a bit of concern on the bench.
Go back about 4. One more. Right there. Do we not have, like, the best-looking fans?
We do.
In the IFL?
We do.
I mean, I don't know who took that picture. I don't know whose friend that is, or I don't even know who that is. But, I mean, it looks like we had a model just step into the aisle there. So, yeah, you can move on now.
That was Crystal. Crystal Hens is the photographer. She does a lot of the graphics for the Gunslingers as well as for John Wayne Service Company. And this was her role of pictures that she sent tonight. Oh, April saying that it's our spray tan sponsor who is the person there.
Oh, it was the tan. That's it. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I got it.
And now we know. And now we know. Let's get that one off screen. Casey is cluing us in. The amazing Rachel from House of Gold. They are the spray tan sponsors of the 6-shooters.
Love it.
Fantastic. And
our 6-shooters look good with no spray tan, but they're even golden.
Yes.
More golden. with the spray tan.
Absolutely. So this is, I think, near the end of the first half. And this is the view from field level.
You know, I got to say, there's no love lost between these two teams. And that I was a bit concerned, you know, in that first half that things might get out of control if the officials didn't get on it. But they kept it under. They did a pretty good job keeping it under control. And
Jordan says she does all of his spray tanning, and she does great.
There's so many things I want to say, Jordan, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
We'll just leave it there. Definitely just going to go ahead and leave that there. And let's see here. We're almost to halftime. Let's see. Mass Bandit said, sad that Saturday, but we'll go out with a bang and refreshed and ready. And we'll look forward to see you out there, Mass Bandit of San Antonio, as this will get us, we're almost there to the halftime picks. I think this is the end of, should be close to the, I think this might just be the end of, this is the one of the final kicks, and this gets us into halftime and the 6-shooters performance. And we'll go ahead and take our first break here. When we'll come back, we'll be back with more of Branded when we return and field level imagery. You're watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. We'll be right back.
San Antonio, it's the Gunslingers' last home game. Catch professional indoor football live this Saturday, July 26th, 5:30 p.m. inside the Freeman Coliseum. The San Antonio Gunslingers offer a one-of-a-kind, family-friendly experience that you'll never forget. It's Outlaw Night, so arrive early. The first 1,000 fans in the door will get a free Gunslingers bandana. And as a special thank you to all our fans, all tickets are 50% off when you go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com right now. That's right. Get 50% off all tickets just by going to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. See the lights, see the action, and see the famous 6-shooters one last time this season. Plus, don't miss your chance to win up to $2,500 in the Kick for Cash contest. To get your 50% off tickets, go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. San Antonio Gunslingers football this Saturday.
Guns up, baby.
All right, team, huddle up. Just like in surgery, we need precision and teamwork. Trust me, just like on the field, if we stick to the playbook, we'll achieve excellence.
Coach, are you sure about this?
We've trained for this. We're experts. The San Antonio Gunslingers and South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital and Outpatient Center, where precision meets performance.
Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue. Skilled pitmasters smoking Lone Star favorites on site every day. Freshly made breakfast tacos, lunch. Smoky Mo's Texas Barbecue. Skilled pitmasters smoking Lone Star favorites on site every day. Freshly made breakfast tacos, lunch specials, family dinners, and Texas barbecue for any event. Smoky Mo's Barbecue. Skill, spice, and smoke. Make it the best neighborhood barbecue in Texas. Dine in or order pickup and delivery. Smoky Mo's Barbecue, where the pit is lit, y'all.
And welcome back to Branded for the second quarter. Let's go and continue through our run of the images.
I wanted to say, on that break there, I'm just reminded that we have so many great sponsors and corporate sponsors that love this game. They love this city, and they want to see the Gunslingers do well. You mentioned South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, just great partners with us and what we do here. And, seeing our Smoky Mo's Barbecue commercial there on the break, just great people, great members of this community. And just want to take another second and say thank you. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your love that you have for the game, the love that you have for our players, the fact that, you feed them. Smoky Mo's, love it. Thank you all. So anyway.
And you feed us nana pudding when we go there.
That's right. That banana pudding's good.
Kick for Cash. We had another winner from the 1,000-yard line or $1,000 yard line, not the 1,000-yard line. That obviously would be a long way to kick from. And this was a special Kick for Cash.
Mm-hmm. It really was. With all the flooding and that went on and all the lives that were impacted, everybody's doing what they can to raise money. And you see Don Rackler there. He is one of the most giving men that I know. He's generous and and he wanted to do something as part of what we were doing, Kick for Cash. So he took the cash winnings, doubled them, and donated that money to the flood victims up in Kerrville. So thank you, Don, for doing that. And thank you to our participants too, for coming out for Kick for Cash. That's one of my favorite parts of the game. I love it because I know, like, when I tried just when nobody's looking. I made it. I made it. It was my boot that came off and went through because the ball did. But I did
See,
get
a good follow through.
I did get something through.
Really good,
Yeah.
really good follow through.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is not as easy as it looks. And we had a great kick for cash, people lining up for it. I think it's actually it's good entertainment when people tune into halftime watching these people step out on the field. And you imagine, well, could I do that? Well, come down to a Gunslingers game, sign up for it. If you're called onto the field, you get your opportunity to kick from the 5, 10, 15, 20, or 25. And what's the big prize there? $2,500, I think it is.
$2,500.
Yeah, if you can kick it from the 25, it's $2,500. And this gets us into the second half of the game. The second half was not what anyone expected because there were no less than 6 lead changes in the second half. Neither team was stopped until the final kick with a game on the line at 42-39 or 41-39, us trailing by 2. We had a chance to win with a field goal. We know how that went. I don't want to rub it in, but again, we were looking at a team that the odds makers had us not even close in this game. And I think anyone that was watching or was a student of the IFL this season didn't really give us a lot of chances, but the boys fought really, really hard.
They did.
And like I say, that we came out in our very first possession, took a 2-point lead, and it went back and forth, and back and forth the rest of the way. The biggest lead was a 4-point lead in the second half, and it just was whittled down to 2 by the time it was done.
And I'm always telling people that's what makes this game in particular, indoor football, exciting. There's a lot of scoring. It's a lot of back and forth. You never know what's going to happen. We've seen, and I know that there have been games with even more with that final minute of a game, 3 lead changes.
Yes.
In 1 minute. That's exciting. And that's why people love this game. That's why they come out. That's why your friends if you're just scrolling by right now, that's why your friends are always telling you, you got to go to a San Antonio Gunslingers game. You got to go. That's why they're telling you it is exciting. And you can't, I think if you come to a San Antonio Gunslingers game and you sit there and you yawn, you got a problem. You got a problem. You need to go see South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
Get your head adjusted.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's an exciting game. It really is. We love it.
Mass Bannon of San Antonio saying, I think missing a field goal cost us, but they fought with heart, and you couldn't be any more proud of them. That pretty much is the summary of the feelings here and the fans in the stands and down in the corral throughout the game all the way down to the end. I have to mention that Tyler Huddle ended up adding a deuce unexpectedly to take a 2-point lead to a 4-point lead that kept the pressure on because it was all about trading touchdowns throughout the entirety of that second half because the margin was 4 points and not 2. So you couldn't take the lead with just a field goal. Coach Bain offering advice and encouragement at that point. Really a great effort. We were bailed out. We show player here 92. I wanted to say that was Coe. He committed a personal foul. Collazo had several roughing the passers inflicted upon him.
Yeah.
And one was extremely important. It was about to be 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 13 after a second down incompletion. And we ended up picking up the first down by penalty. And that was massive.
Absolutely. If you recognize the guy standing on the right there, you probably can't tell from that picture, but that is American Idol winner and country music star Scotty McCreery, who was at the game. And we've got more pictures coming up I think a little bit later on here we'll show some more pics. But Scotty was remember early. If you were watching earlier in the show, I mentioned I sang the national anthem at an event right next door in the Freeman Expo Hall. It's an event every year that benefits the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society called Kicking for a Cure. And Scotty was the headliner for that. And Leanne Rhymes was also there. So Scotty, we spotted him at the game, him and his band. They came over to watch some exciting indoor football action. I do not know if Leanne Rhymes was there or not. And somebody said, oh, she's not. And it made him feel blue. I can't do it. Anyway, but Leanne Rhymes did not make it to the game. Thank you, Scotty, for being there.
End of the game, one of the coolest parts of the game is you get to come out onto the field and interact with the players. Win or lose, it's always a great event to see the fans mingling with both the six shooters and the players. And the kids get to come down, throw the ball around on the field. Tyler's putting on his best game face there. He was not happy with the end result, but I hope he's feeling better. And you got to have a real short memory as a football player. You got to forget the last play and go on to make the next one. As we see Lacobe Tucker signing autographs there and all kinds of fans. There's a better shot showing the group. Let's see. All right. And there's a big, massive, that's what it looks like right on the field just after they let the fans on here in San Antonio.
Yeah, and people love that. If you want your kids to have a really cool experience, bring them out. I know I've got some friends, they've got a family. They're having their son's birthday party. This is where they're bringing all the boys that are coming to his birthday party for the game. They're bringing them to the Gunslingers game this weekend. So it's. Can you get past that picture? I'm standing so all. We'll go back now. Let's make fun of it. I that's the most awkward stance, and my wife gets really upset when I stand that way. But so I just thought we'd point it out.
I thought that just means you're adjusting the pistol.
Right. I don't know what I was doing, but I look awkward as heck. Oh, shoot.
And more fans. This is Kali Rashad's family on the sideline here. They, Kali had a great game.
Great game.
They set us up with a great return late. And Joaquin Collazo. And that is Quan Stallworth. And this is April Stubing at the end. This is the quiet moment at the end of the game as the crowd control people slowly walk people off.
This is the caption here is, Jordan, would you help me pull these boots off?
Yes.
Those are beautiful boots, by the way, April.
Now, you mentioned
Scotty McCreery. That's right. American Idol winner about 15 years ago now. Won American Idol, gone on to country stardom. That's Scotty right in the middle. Just to his left is his guitar player. Can't remember his name, but I had a chance to visit with him. And to the right, Coach Don Rackler, owner, and Stephanie Stubing, his daughter, and a couple other people in there. I'm not sure who they are.
Probably with a band, I would imagine.
Likely with the band. And then when Scotty played the event, he put on Gunslinger swag. He wore his Gunslingers jersey. So Scotty McCreery, thank you so much. Guns up, buddy.
Went on to his show and repped us. That'll do it for our second quarter. And thank Crystal for all of these images. Before we get into the third quarter, we just do a little representation of what is coming next year. Our game this weekend is Outlaw Night, and we'll be playing the Northern Arizona Rattlers. Big deal is last game, last chance before we go away, 50% blowout sale on all tickets, all levels. You know, if you've got a child with a birthday party, this is a pretty good game to bring your child too, I would imagine.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, they will not forget coming to a Gunslingers game. They'll be talking about your child's birthday party for the longest, for sure.
And that'll get us, I guess, back to us being on the camera here. We've been away for a bit. We'll be coming back with the third quarter in just a moment. Keep your comments coming, and we're going to have a special segment, fan feedback, when we return. Stick around for that. You're watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
We all need hot water. Some of us need more than others. So it's a good thing that State has a wide range of tough commercial-grade water heaters for your home. From standard models to high-efficiency and tankless models, we've got you covered, no matter where you live, what you do, or who started it. To install a State water heater in your home,
call John Wayne today or visit us at johnwayne.com.
Welcome to the Vegas!
Must be that time of the year again, where we work hard and we play hard and eat good pizza.
Hey Gunslingers, come try Matanga's, voted best pizza in San Antonio. We are family and deeply invested in our community. After this game, come find a Matanga's near you. Guns up, slices up.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
And welcome back to Branded for the third quarter. After every one of these games, Randy, we get feedback. Obviously, with the team, they go over all the film. And on the Gunslingers, the front office side, we get feedback. We get feedback from fans, happy and not so happy, sometimes on the field. And some of these complaints are, all these complaints are taken seriously. All these complaints are looked at. All the comments are definitely appreciated. We have some for you here just to see the kind of detail that our fans are feeding back to us.
Well, one of the great things I think about the fan feedback that we get is the ones that are negative are few and far between. I mean, it really is a great value and a great production. I remember when I first came to the game, and this would be my first Gunslinger game maybe 3 seasons ago. And then I was amazed at the production value of the game. I was shocked at how good it was and how it was all put together and all the things that are going on behind the scenes. It is so much better now. Even it was good then, but it's great now. This comment here, always a good time, great production on and off the field. And that's one of the things that I hear from people that I personally invite to a game. They're like, wow, this was so much more than just a football game. You know, everything that was going on around the game itself made it exciting.
Well, there's not a lot of pauses on the field. And I will say that you talk about behind the curtains and pregame. Had a conversation with one of the coaches for Arizona saying that ever since we came into and the Racklers came into into owning this, there was a bit of a competition that flared up about pregame meals. And we went on the line of we were going to be one of the top tier places for the pregame meals because players appreciate it, coaches appreciate it, fans don't know anything about it. But because the Gunslingers locked in Carrabba's, when Arizona came here last year and saw that, they looked at it and said, well, we have a Carrabba's out there. Why don't we get them as a sponsor for us as well? And that's what they did. So Arizona has Carrabba's as a training table partner because they came here and saw us using Carrabba's as a training table partner for the pregame meal.
Well, and I don't know if it's strategy or not, but if I was going to pick a meal to feed to the opposing team, it would be pasta. Just to put them in a carbohydrate coma.
Well, it's actually the ideal. Pasta is actually the ideal pregame meal because it turns into sugars for power and support, and they put a bit of carb in there with some of the chicken.
And because I love Carrabba's. I'm a Carrabba's fan and love pasta and love what they do at Carrabba's. And like I said, when I was talking about the sponsors earlier, how much I appreciate them. That's another one. Kudos to Carrabba's. We appreciate you. Another fan here says, we asked the question, what did you like about your experience at the game? Great vantage point of all the action. That's the great thing about the Freeman Coliseum. Is we can put 9,000 people in there and everybody, no matter where they sit, has a great vantage point of this game. It really is wonderful. And so thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
I talked to some of the visiting fans from Arizona. They actually get to sit in our suites, the corrals, which those that are fans, you are right on the edge of the field. In fact, the wall is right there. I don't believe there is another stadium that has the corral right on the edge. You sit in chairs, but you're sitting in a chair that's behind a rail and you're sitting in a chair, whereas in the corrals, you have to stand the whole time. And it is an eye level immediacy and you are part of the action that you really don't feel, even if you are that close in other stadiums. The corrals are special.
I think the closest that might even come, Tucson, I think, has a little bit in the end zone.
Right.
A little bit in the end zone where you can stand close.
The end zones, that's common, but not all the way around the field.
Not all the way around. It is very unique. And I tell you what, I take people down there all the time, special guests, and I tell them, all right, you cannot, if you go to a Spurs game and you see the people sitting on the floor seats, most of the time they're down there just having just visiting with their friends. They're not paying attention to the game. A lot of them. You have to pay attention when you come to this and you sit this close, because if you don't, you're going to get clobbered. Somebody's going to come into that wall or over that wall, and they're going to take you out. And at the very least, they're going to knock over your expensive beer. So there you go.
Yeah, popcorn and nachos on those little cocktail tables right next to the wall. Those are really just landing platforms a lot of times for the players as they come over the wall.
That's right. I go home almost after every game with nacho cheese on my on my boots. So there you go.
The explosions right there on the sideline. So these are the comments that we receive, and it is an ongoing process. We saw that last picture of April sitting on the tailgate, obviously tired at the end of the production. She is the director. She is the one coordinating all of these moving parts right on the field, from the DJ to the public address guy, making sure he has the names of the captains and the run out and the run of show. All of these details go into that production. And it gets easier and it gets smoother, and she doesn't look like she is wrung out like a rag at the end of the games anymore. She's able to get through this with experience and having just a good team.
Yeah, it is a great team. It really is. And I just got to say that, from my perspective, this kind of being my first year on the inside of the organization, it really is amazing. Jordan and April, and Morgan and James and Stephanie and everybody involved, and you, Ralph, the job that you do with the broadcast and putting this show together every week. It's just a great team effort, and thank you, and thanks to everybody who worked so hard to put this show on, because you come to the game, you don't see that. You're not thinking about it. You're not worried about it. You're just there to have a good time. And that's the way we want to happen. We don't want you to think about anything else that's going on in the world. We want you to forget about the cares of life and have a great time and enjoy a great football experience.
And it is a pure experience from beginning to end, from the moment the six shooters come out and do their opening number. Actually, the moment you come into the stadium, you come through the main entrance, there's usually six shooters there greeting you. There's programs being handed out. We had the tailgaters out there as well. Dustin Jackson, one of the fans that came in to visit, is actually Dustin, who I was referring to, saying as far as his reaction of being on the edge of the field at the Corral compared to, he's a season ticket holder in Arizona, and he's on the 8-yard line, and in the Corral he was right on the 8-yard line. And the action is just a lot more immediate because you're not sitting down. You are right there, and the impact is a lot harder. You feel it a lot more when it actually hits the wall that's right in front of you. It sounds a little different when it's that wall popping right in front of you when the players collide into it. And Dustin managed to catch a ball, so he left with a souvenir, didn't have to buy one from Weston up in the merchandise booth.
Yeah, I'm down there along the wall most of the time, working up and down and along there. And when somebody hits the wall, no matter the most common two words are, "Oh crap."
Yep. Or some variation thereof.
Yes. Or some variation thereof of those two words, because it is shocking and surprising. And I told you, hey, you just had, 450 pounds, two guys hit that wall at once, and that wall compresses. So be careful.
Yeah, there's pads on the outside. It's obviously a hockey board. It's secured. That's what those barrels are for. But bang, it's loud, and you really get to see the athleticism right down at that level because they're moving so fast.
Yeah, let me say a personal thank you to Dustin Jackson, just as you did for his support of indoor football and for coming out from Arizona. We appreciate you. Appreciate you bringing out the family and having a good time with us.
Orlando Pereira, having said he had a great time this year as a first-time season ticket holder. Renewals are about to be coming out if they're not already coming out. Orlando, thank you very much for being a season ticket holder.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to having you come back and join us next year. Things in the IFL happen incrementally. They happen in steps. We're coming back, and we're going to, obviously we have one more game, but we're coming back next year. And next year's goal, you're going to expect that we are going to be a playoff team next year. We continue to progress. That's just how it works. If you look around the league, that is how it goes. A team will be in the league. They'll have a record. Take a look at Tulsa, for example. This is their third year. They secured their first playoff appearance, and we'll see how they do in the playoffs. That's how it goes. A team can be quiet for a while, but then once you get on that ladder, you stay on that ladder. Gunslinger is going to be stepping on that ladder real soon, folks. So make sure you are renewing your season tickets. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more good football to play.
Yep, we certainly do. It's going to be a great game. Outlaw Night coming up Saturday night, Freeman Coliseum. Get there early. I can't remember what we're giving away. The first thousand fans always get something special.
Right. We're giving a bandana for Outlaw Night.
Oh, Outlaw bandana
is the promotional item.
Yeah. So get there early so you can do that, but also be there early to enjoy the full amount of the production. I hated that I missed the opening production, opening ceremonies. I love it when we do the pledge. I love it the fact that we honor God by saying a prayer, and we honor our country by singing the national anthem and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And that's all part of that pregame ceremony. So good stuff.
Yep, be a part of that, and definitely be a part of it when we return. Outlaw Night is Jordan Stubing's favorite design. We have custom alternative uniforms that they'll be wearing, and with that will also come a custom fan jersey as well. The Outlaw design is always the coolest design for the jersey of the season, so definitely be there early, make your way over to the merchandise booth, and get that jersey. If you only buy one jersey this year, that's it. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a moment. You are watching Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
Dependability. It's expected by our customers, and it's demanded by me. I personally guarantee the certified techs we send to your home and the equipment we install are dependable. John Wayne's American Pride comfort systems are designed specifically for San Antonio's extreme heat and humidity and come with a lifetime warranty. For comfort you can depend on, call John Wayne today.
John Wayne Service Company is a proud sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
My mama said, gotta make your green, you'll be seeing red. If you ain't got nobody gone.
Catch professional indoor football live this Saturday, July 26th, 5:30 p.m. inside the Freeman Coliseum. The San Antonio Gunslingers offer a one-of-a-kind, family-friendly experience that you'll never forget. It's Outlaw Night, so arrive early. The first 1,000 fans in the door will get a free Gunslingers bandana. And as a special thank you to all our fans, all tickets are 50% off when you go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com right now. That's right. Get 50% off all tickets just by going to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. See the lights, see the action, and see the famous six-shooters one last time this season. Plus, don't miss your chance to win up to $2,500 in the Kick for Cash contest. To get your 50% off tickets, go to SanAntonioGunslingers.com. San Antonio Gunslingers football this Saturday.
Guns up, baby.
And welcome back to the fourth quarter on Brandon. We have something really special for you. Rather than bringing the players all on one at a time to tell them, Randy went out with his own camera and tracked down some of our players and asked them the question.
Yeah, what are you doing in the off season? And everybody's going, well, there's one more game left. Why are you going to do it now? Because these guys, after the season's over, you know, they go through their postseason physicals and turn in their equipment, and they're gone. You know, they're getting home to their families or other jobs and different things that they do. So I thought I would just hit the facility here, wander around with my camera, and ask a few of the players, you know, what are you going to do in the off season?
And our first one up is Justin Sykes. Let's go ahead and give a listen.
Training, trying to get ready for next year. It was my rookie season this year, so next year I'm trying to make it twice as better.
So what does your off-season training look like?
A lot of D-line. I'm a defensive end, so a lot of D-line work, hand work, strength, power, a lot of mobility, just trying to keep the body right and gain some muscle over the off season.
A lot of chocolate milk involved?
Oh, yeah. A lot of protein.
That is Highland chocolate milk, right? Good stuff. And they're one of our sponsors out here. They keep our guys in plenty of protein over there. And most guys go in there and they'll get the little container of milk. Not Justin. He went for the big one. He's going to knock out the big one.
Well, you can do that. Good protein and tastes good too. You gave me a bottle before we went on the air, and that was like, wow, that was like a little milkshake without all the guilt of a milkshake.
That's exactly
some of the
right.
Guilt, just not all the guilt.
Not all of it.
There was definitely some.
Who we got next?
Joel Galvan answering the same question. What do you plan to do in the off season?
We're going to do a lot of working. I do security besides football and stuff like that. Obviously training for the next season, things of that nature, pretty much.
So I guess when you're doing security, a guy of your size, that comes in handy, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get a lot of work. Always busy, so absolutely.
What's your favorite security story?
Probably be a concert. I did a few concerts in California. Those were wicked times for sure.
So did you have to keep people off the stage?
Yeah. It's a bunch of people trying to rush the stage and stuff like that. You got to be 10 toes at all times, always aware of everything. So yeah.
I always tell people, hey, you can mess with me if you want to, but I have some friends over in a facility at I-10 and 410 who have got my back, and Joel's one of them.
Yeah. Another guy we have is Christoph Page. Page, rookie this year, made a name for himself on special teams as well as a defensive back.
All right, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to learn how to play the guitar from Randy. The one who's recording right now. I got to, man, the beat. But now, I'm going to go home and train. Probably get back to training some kids or working out, getting back and getting ready for next season.
So what does off-season training look like for you?
Oh, man, so right when the season ends, I'm going to take like a week and a half off and get back to like running more, like hills. A lot of like just getting my cardio back up, lose some weight, gain it back before the season. Yeah.
Christoph Page.
I call Christoph Mr. Handshake. He has a custom handshake for everybody, and I can barely remember the handshake he has for me, but he remembers the handshakes for all his friends, and it's a bunch of handshakes. And ours involves guitar playing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because he saw me at game one play guitar and sing the national anthem, which, by the way, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to close out the season.
Excellent.
Doing the anthem this Saturday night.
Excellent. I'm always proud to say that Randy Carroll wins the award for the best national anthem performance by a team owner in the entirety of the IFL. I won't say who, but there are other owners that have, at a time or another, deigned to go out on the field and attempt to sing the national anthem.
Really?
And this, as you know, having sung it, the national anthem is not an easy particular piece to sing, despite the fact being an old British drinking song.
Well, there's so many things that go along with that. It's not an easy song to sing. It's a song that everybody is quiet and they're focused and they're paying attention. So if you jack it up, there's not any grace for it. So you gotta do it right.
Everybody knows. And we close out our what are you going to be doing in the postseason interviews with Keyshawn Harper, our running back. Keyshawn had a heck of a year 2 games ago, had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, it was awesome.
In Jacksonville. Love to have him on the roster. Let's take a look at what Keyshawn Harper had to say.
This offseason, I'm going back home to my son, teach him football. I'm going back to school for teaching and substitute for teaching. I'm going back to coaching.
Love it. Going to see your son, going to further your education so you can further other people's education. Love it. Way to go, Keyshawn.
Yep. Good to have him there. Johnny Docs 2 says, it looks like Elmer Fudd. It looked like Elmer Fudd with this hat. Yes, it does look that way. It definitely does make my forehead look like it goes all the way to the top of the back of this snapback trucker's cap. Yes.
I'm going to call you Walf.
Yes,
now.
It is definitely a distinct look.
You look like Homer. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to say before we close this out? Oh, Joshua's asking, will we be keeping Branded the podcast going during the off season? Actually, that's kind of a point of discussion with James Stubing. I don't think we're going to unless Coach wants to, unless there is a need for it, because the purpose of the show has changed. We ran it in the off season because it was used more as a recruiting tool and keeping the brand out there and keeping the name Gunslingers out there on the internet. I'm not sure that that is strictly necessary for us to do, but if you disagree, Joshua, certainly let ownership know, and we will continue. And Tina
says she loves you, Ralph Elmer.
and now it's become a whole trend. As Jordan has chimed in,
we almost got those pesky Watlas.
You do that really well. You really do that well.
Whoa.
Well, that'll do it for our fourth quarter. We'll come back and wrap this up if I can just keep it together for a few moments longer. This is Branded, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital.
Hey, what can I say? Comes with the job. 1 minute I'm making a one-hand catch on the sideline. Next minute it's lights out and I'm on the sideline. And that's why I like Complete Care, because they're fast, just like me. They have ultrasound, CAT scan, X-ray, and even on-site lab. So if you get sidelined, know where to go. Complete Care. Official sponsor of the San Antonio Gunslingers.
Welcome to South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center. Step into our operating rooms, where highly skilled surgeons work hand in hand with specialized technicians. Our dedicated team has extensive experience and expertise in spine and surgical procedures. Our commitment to patient safety is unwavering. We understand that your well-being is at the heart of everything we do. South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital, an outpatient center where expertise, longevity, and state-of-the-art technology come together for your health.
And this will wrap up our show for July 23rd, 2025, brought to you by South Texas Spine and Surgical Hospital. Make sure you have done all the social media things before you go, like, subscribe, because it certainly helps the brand. And Randy had a final thought before we go and face the Arizona Wranglers, a team that we have not beaten in our history. We are 0-4-2 against the Northern Arizona Wranglers, and we will host them this weekend coming up in the Freeman Coliseum for Outlaw Night.
Well, Ralph, all I can think of, the only thing that's going through my mind now is hunting we will go to catch a long-eared wabbit.
Well, that'll do it then. As always, when you go out hunting, make sure you keep your guns up. So good night, everybody. Keep your guns up. Thank you for being here with Branded. We'll be back here next week.